Miami.
I don't have a clue what happened there. It just completely just kicked me plumb out of here.
I was, I was fixing to say, welcome to the Wincy Sliders Show.
But, a Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media presents the Wednesday Sliders. And, as long as everybody can just bear with me here for a second, I'm actually, since StreamYard decided to change its stuff here, I'm trying to get everything sent over to the groups. But, Mark, while I'm doing all that, give me your thoughts on this past week.
Well, I'm still on the Vicks Vapor Cool cough drops, as you can see. It's like the never ending cough that will not quit. Um, Now, like everybody in my whole house has got it, and I don't know what's going on. You go to the doctor 15,000 times, and it's just infections and stuff like that, sinus infections, allergies. But we're getting through it. But as far as baseball and softball action, crazy week. Last week was crazy. This week's crazy. Getting a lot of head-to-head matchups, a lot of regional matchups, a lot of district matchups. Whitley County baseball, they wrapped up their district, and God, man, that is, there's good districts there, but my good Williamsburg, Whitley, Corbin, South Laurel, same district. Wow, what a district over there, and again, there's good districts in all the 13th region, but it's been crazy, and some of the teams are starting to flex their muscles. Look at Lane Camp; they got a little bit of a winning streak going on. North Laurel is just about as hot as any team right now in softball. North Laurel boys is starting to get a few good wins, and starting to get really, really interesting.
I would have to agree with you on what you said, but while we're waiting on our first guest here, looking into Saturday while we're trying to get everything figured out and lined out for this weekend. You've got a lot of good games going on this weekend, and you've got the All A Classic that, if I'm not mistaken, is hosted in Owensboro. That you have teams like Hazard, Jackson County, Trimble County, and I believe it's Whitefield Academy, and you've got some big time teams going into some big time matchups over there, Mark.
Yeah, and especially I think right off the bat, you might be looking at the schedule right now. I'm not, but just off the top of my head, one of the early matchups right off the bat, Jackson County and Hazard. I mean, that just shows you what kind of talent that's over there in that tournament. And I would be lying to you, Edward, if I told you if I exactly knew how that went. Maybe a double elimination type deal. Honestly, because there's a lot of duplicate matchups and stuff like that. I'd be lying to you if I told you I completely understood how that worked itself out. But as many games as they are, I mean, I'm sure that the best team's going to prevail over there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. Looking into those matchups, I'm not exactly sure myself how that works, whether it is double elimination or whatnot. But just looking at it, I do see a lot of teams playing multiple times. Majority of all of them but they all look like the potential of being great games. So, but that'd be a good thing to cover if especially if you can get make it out there and get out there and be in Owensboro, because I'm pretty sure I think that's where it's hosted at.
Well, I mean, if you want to load me up and pay for the gas and feed me, I'm game for it.
Well, it always boils down to me having to pay for it and feed you and all that. But yeah, I have to pass on that part, Mark. I mean, I'll drive. You just pay for everything.
Well, that's happened before. I'm just saying. Looks like you got a set of hands behind you or something.
Yeah, well, while we're here, let's go ahead and bring on our first guest, Mark.
But it looks like more than one. See, they're playing a joke on you. Said a guest, but it's a guest. With the S.
So you get two at once. I mean, that can't get no better than that. But how are y'all doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Well, doing a lot better now that I don't have to just keep talking to Mark. So,
We were trying to
I
join, but
mean,
we're in Breathitt County right now, and it was taking its time loading in.
well, hopefully y'all are over watching a good game getting played or over with by now.
It is over. They done pretty good. It was a really good game.
Well, Mark, before I go into showing some grass and asking a whole lot of questions, I know you're full of a few things there.
I'm just looking at your stuff here. It looks like you're undefeated. I would ask you to tell me about your season, but your season, you look like you haven't lost a game yet. So just tell us a little bit about your season, how it's going.
Well, it's going really good so far. I mean, our bats are just really hot. I mean, we're making really good fundamental plays. I mean, we're all just coming together.
Yeah, I know. Edward's really big onions and coverages a whole lot more than I have. I've been slacking. I'm more on the 13th region side of it, but me where I cover a lot more in the 13th region. Do you do summer ball, travel ball, or anything like that?
Yeah.
Are there any girls from our region that you're familiar with, maybe that you played with, or maybe been on the same teams?
I think one of the ones on my team plays for South Laurel, Kinsey.
Kenzie
I think
Williams.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't
So,
know anybody else from the 13th region right off my head.
tell us a little bit about your coach, Coach Combs. I've heard a lot of good stuff about him, and just tell us a little bit about him.
He's an amazing coach, even a more amazing person. I mean, we all just he has like a really good like passion towards the game, and he wants us to win. He wants us to be the best version of ourselves. So
Well, you are absolutely being the best version of yourself. It's hard not to look at that record. So, is it just? I mean, at the beginning of the year, and nobody knows your team better than you and your teammates and your coaching staff and stuff. But is this something that you sort of imagine would be happening at this point?
I mean, we could definitely see it coming because we've all just worked like day in day out. I mean, we've we've seen this coming. Like it was coming sooner or later.
Well, I hate to give Edward any kind of credit, but for some odd reason, he has this vision, outside the box, and he was telling me a lot about your team before the season even started. Like keep eye on Hazard. That's a Hazard. Yeah, yeah, keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him. And again, he's proved me right. I mean, my God, you are killing it over there, and um, I know what the ultimate goal is. But what would it take for you to get that ultimate goal?
Just working more and more than we already have. I mean, we already have a great record so far, but do they know we're going to state this weekend? I don't know.
The all A.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
you're
was actually
looking.
talking about that and actually talking about possibly making that journey up there.
Mhm.
So
It
so do
is at
you,
Owensboro, ain't it?
Yeah.
so could you educate us a little bit about that tournament? Is that a double elimination, or educate us dummies that don't know nothing about it here?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? It like cut out.
Could you educate us a little bit about that tournament? Is it a double elimination, or what exactly? How does that work over there?
So on Saturday we have to play 3 games, but we have to win 2 of them to move on to the games on Sunday. But after that, it's just like win or go home. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so it's you got to win two to advance to Sunday.
Mhm.
So so you need to help me out here, okay? I told Edward I would go if he would provide the transportation, the gas money, and buy me something to eat. Now, shouldn't he do that?
He should.
There you go, Edward. There you go. There you go.
See, he's always wanting me to buy him something though, and it's gonna be like Taco Bell or something.
Taco Bell is the best like food. Like we get it before every game.
See, both of them agree with that Taco Bell.
We always get Taco Bell.
Always Taco
5
Bell.
days a week.
So what
See
do you
now,
get when you go to Taco Bell?
What do we get at Taco Bell?
Yeah.
What do you get?
I like their crispinadas and their flatbreads. What do you get?
Or chicken quesadilla is the best thing that they have.
I like I'm hooked on the cheesy fiesta potatoes. I don't know. I just can't get enough of them. The cheese and the sour cream.
Those are really good too. And the Baja Blast, that's the best drink they have.
My kids could live on Baja Blast. That's the only thing they want me. Bring me Baja Blast when you get home. Bring me Baja. Like, God, how can you drink them so much? But yeah, I like them too.
They're amazing.
Well, yeah, they are.
well, that is better than drinking 75 cups of decaffeinated coffee, Mark.
There's nothing wrong with drinking 75 cups of regular coffee, hot coffee.
Now, is
So,
that gonna lead you into your next
yeah,
question?
yeah. Do you like hot coffee or iced coffee?
Iced coffee over
Iced
hot
coffee.
coffee.
Starbucks.
See, now you brought his head back down to normal. He can at least get out his door now. A minute ago,
But
you
could
had him swelled up where he had to turn sideways.
but could you drink hot coffee if you had to?
I kind of like hot coffee. If I make it
Aha.
It depends on what flavor it is.
Well, I like a lot of sugar and cream in mine.
me too.
Yeah, because if not, it's just like disgusting.
Edward, I'm gonna coffee him to death here. I'll let you go with like the real questions here.
Well, you done got me sidetracked now. Done forgot my name by now. But before I go into questions, I actually made a couple graphs, and this one right here has your stats, but it was missing your most 2 recent games, so they just updated them today.
Mhm.
So you had a .77 ERA
Mhm.
with 22 RBIs, 186 strikes, 12 stolen bases, and if I'm not mistaken on that part, it's also on 12 stolen bases attempted,
Mhm.
41 hits in 36 games. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you are just an 8th grader, correct?
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Mark? Was you doing that back in 8th grade?
I don't even want to say what I was doing in 8th grade. They'd probably kick me off this show. Yeah, that's no, my goodness. Uh, do you like you every game you pitch is like you're not going to score on me at all? I mean, is that just the mentality that you have?
Well, it's not really that mentality. It's just like my defense. I mean, not my defense is literally amazing. So even if they do hit the ball, it's my defense has got me.
Well, I play a lot of Major League Baseball on the PlayStation and stuff, but I make these guys like 99s perfect, and they've just left the build. So you scared them
What you
off,
did?
Edward.
You ran them off, Mark. It happens. Internet issues all the time. But, you
Internet.
know,
You might want to message them back, tell them come on or something. Well, they're back, I believe. They're back.
I'm so sorry. It cut me
Mar-
off.
I thought I'd run you off
I
talking
figured,
about
we
PlayStation.
figured Mark ran you off talking about PlayStation.
No.
But what I was saying, when I play my PlayStation, I create these players 99 perfects all the time, and I
Mhm.
still can't throw a shutout inning. So I don't. So I don't. I have no comment about that. That just that's getting at it.
I mean, you got to look at some of these box scores occasionally there, Mark, because I mean, throwing no hitters, getting home runs, and I mean that just comes natural for them. But you just actually played one of our teams from the 13th region. You know, you played Harlan. If I'm not mistaken, you was at Harlan. So you know,
Hmm.
give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on that game.
Was it this recent game that we played?
Yeah. Yes.
They were an amazing team, honestly. I didn't get to play that game because my arm was hurting really bad, but they were an amazing team. They hit the ball really well. But Baylin Rose, she done amazing pitching.
And if I ain't mistaken, I think I seen something where that was her first varsity win, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So talking about the All A, that was one of our biggest questions that me and him was talking about. But
Hmm.
have you had a chance to look at some of the teams you're going to have to be playing against in hit yet?
The first game that we play on Saturday is against Jackson County, and we played them earlier in the season. Our first game, they're really a good team. Their pitchers like amazing, and then they hit the ball really well. We don't know much about the other teams that we have to play, but we'll just see when we get there.
So one of my favorite questions I have to ask, even as me and Mark just being, the old guys that goes and covers games, we always have a game that we always highlight that we're looking forward to going and calling the most. Has there been a game that you all highlighted that you was waiting to play in the most?
Uh, I don't know if there's like a specific game. I mean, we always just go out and we just play whoever it is, but there's definitely some more exciting games than others.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, I think earlier in the season, somebody told us that you was throwing. It was either officially or unofficially at like 63 or something like that on your fast pitch.
Oh Lord, I have no idea.
Do you think you could hit that pitch mark?
No, no, no. At this point in time, I'd probably have to cough a couple times. No, no. But I couldn't even
Well,
hit it
see,
healthy.
well, see, that leads me into my next question. You say that they called you Chief Nakahoma back in the day, Mark. I don't believe you could have hit her fastball.
No, no, not that. I'm still overwhelmed. You know how they go like that. If I did it like one time, I'd probably I'd draw a shoulder out or something. I don't know. I couldn't do that. The
So
joys of getting old.
I'm sorry you have to deal with him. He's it's his old age kicking
It's fine.
in. But consistently, I've seen him pitch a lot. How do you do that without like he said, your shoulder and your arm and all that consistently hard?
How many like games I've pitched like fully?
Yeah, like when you're pitching, like how he was just talking about, like his shoulder hurting and everything. How often does that like wear on you?
Well, I mean, I've been pitching for like a while, so I kind of got used to it. But there's definitely some times where it hurts more than others. But I usually just take ibuprofen and ice it. So
So you go, word for the wise, Mark. There you go. But I also see that you play, if I ain't mistaken, it's infield and outfield also.
hmm
So is there one position you like playing more than the other?
I really like playing anywhere besides catcher because there's no way I could play catcher, but just anywhere really.
And I also see that you do at you when you're at the plate. Most time you're knocking the ball around. So
hmm
which one do you prefer? Throwing them no hitters like you do, or do you prefer like knocking home runs?
Oh Lord, probably no hitter.
I can say that. Did you ever throw a no hitter, Mark?
No, I never pitched. My playing days. No, I never did pitch. They wouldn't have wanted me to pitch. I'd have probably got mad if somebody threw the ball at them or something.
I'm gonna ask your question on that. Mark always likes to know: are you one of them like trash talkers on the field, or you just let your game do the talking?
We just let our game do the talking. And I just couldn't find myself talking bad towards anybody.
Those people that talk back up, though.
Well, if I beat Edward something and he was in the corner crying somewhere, I'd just probably go over there, kick dirt on him, and laugh at him and walk away. I mean, that's probably the type of guy I am. But too much sportsmanship these days. You
Well,
need to go
see, the
back to
kind of
old.
guy I am is
Huh?
I would have helped you up and then tripped you back down.
See what I go through. The mental punishment.
You've left that stage a long time ago. I've been trying to figure you out for 35 years and can't figure you out. But before I go into showing the other graph, Mark, you got anything?
No, I just want to just thank you for coming on. I know there's a thing called school going on, and you've got so much other things in your life, going on with not only school with sports and just other agendas, and just thank you for giving us your time to come on and just let a couple old guys just aggravate you to death for a while, but just keep on keeping on. You and your team are doing awesome, and just cannot wait to see what the future holds for you and your team. And keep in touch with us if you get your 100 strikeout, 200 strikeout, or your 100 home run. Let us know. We'll make you up a graph. We'll do something for it.
Well, thank
Well,
you all for having me.
she's done already broke over the 100 mark.
Yeah, I know
She
that.
yeah.
So maybe
She.
do the 200. 200 strikeout graph or something. Or
But I got a couple final questions, and I have one final graph to show you. And
Okay.
after the show is over with, I will send them to you, and then they will be posted on our pages also.
Okay.
But I was showing Mark these a little earlier, and he seemed to like them. You've got to know him a little bit.
Mhm.
Can't understand him, so I got to get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
maybe she don't see it.
I don't see it.
Well, I just had to send it to her, I guess.
Both of y'all's screens are black for me. And Mark's, when I could see him, his was like paused the whole time.
Way to go, Mark. You're glitching everything out. But I'll send it to you. But the final two questions I got is played softball. What has been your most favorite game you've played in?
My favorite game I've played in? Oh, Lord. There's been like multiple. Probably the All A. Just like every single game of the All A. Those were the most fun, memorable games that we played.
And through your time playing softball, what has been or who has been your most favorite either team or person to play against?
Ooh, that's a hard question. I mean, every team that we've played has always had like that one player that's just like amazing to like play against. So it's kind of hard to just like choose one.
I understand that. But, Peyton, I do want to thank you for coming on, and I'll get these graphics sent out to you, and then get everything else fixed up. That way you'll be able to see it, because I don't know why it's not showing, but, I'll get that straightened out. But I do, again, thank you for coming on, and, best of luck the remainder of the season, because right now y'all are killing
Well, thank you. Thank you all for having me again.
Thank you.
it. Thank you.
Bye.
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 God, it's not letting me leave.
All right.
Good interview.
It was a good interview, And I'm not sure. I actually got a message sent to me saying that they really can't see nothing. So I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to figure that out. It might be a StreamYard issue or something, but I'll get all that fixed and straightened up. But while we're talking about it, our other guest is on. Let's go ahead and bring him on too, Mark. Tristan, I hope you wasn't waiting in the back too long. You know, Mark likes keeping everybody in the green room.
No, it's fine. I wasn't in there too long.
Maybe next time ever to put some, some food and some snacks and stuff like that in that green room there. Edward likes to go cheap on us.
Well, most of the time I do buy snacks, but what Mark's failing to tell you is he eats them before anybody gets in there. But Tristan, I actually got to see you play the other day, and I got to watch you pitch too. I think it's for the first time. I actually got to cover you last season quite a bit, but the games I made it to, you was more of a hitter.
Before you started, I just looked. It looked like the pitchers was good, so I don't know what's. Maybe it might have been on their side of the service. I just
Okay.
looked. It looked fine on my half.
Okay.
Okay.
But back to that. Yeah, I just want to get the thoughts on your season so far.
Well, we definitely had some up and downs. One game we'll play really good and think we're on a great track, and then another day we'll be down like the other day, like we didn't put the ball in play very well. But all that really matters is playing our best ball towards the end of the year and going into postseason playing the best ball we can.
That was well said. Having a perfect season, that's what everybody wants. But it's the district play and region time is when everything truly starts counting. So that was well said. But Mark, before I go into asking all the questions, I'll give you a chance there.
Um, I've always, covered just a small story before I start asking you some questions there, Tristan. I always covered like football, basketball, baseball was something new to me a few years back, and Coach Bailey was one of the guys that stepped up to the forefront for me. That like anything I could do to help you and stuff like that. So I've got to ask you right off the bat. Tell us a little bit about Coach.
Coach Bailey is definitely someone that we all look up to, and he cares very much for all of us, and definitely would go out of his way to help any one of us. And we're very much appreciative of him and love him to death.
Well, I absolutely love that guy to death because even as nervous as I was years ago, he just always gave me a comforted feeling every time I got around him. So I'm sure that has to rub off on Yuns as a team that you really have. He just seems like a guy that you just want to play hard for.
Yeah, definitely.
Edward sold a little bit of my thoughts about just thoughts of the season up and down, and I know what your total goal for the season is. I mean, I know anybody wants to be there at the end, but tell us what you need to do to be able to reach that goal.
Definitely locking in more at the plate and staying focused. Um, a few mental errors here and there we need to make sure we clean up, which are very fixable. Like it's not the end of the world that they're happening, but we definitely will work on them and clean it up.
Um, I know you see the facilities every day. You've been a student at Harlan County, but does it ever just I mean, do you ever just stop for a second, just look and say, every one of these, are football, baseball, so every one of them just beautiful.
For sure, they are all very nice.
Edward.
Well, I'm getting ready to go into this first graph that shows up some of your stats, but going back on the KHSAA, it really didn't have no stats whatsoever posted for the 2021 season, so I'm actually missing stats for those. Which I think you broke over your 300 strikeouts too, which is extremely phenomenal. But this is without your 2021 season. So you had 6 doubles, 36 RBIs, 239 strikes, which is more now. You had 18 stolen bases, 59 hits in 71 games. So I just got to ask you, what do you do to be able to perform at a level like that?
Uh, Definitely just stay focused and like never miss a day of any program I'm on, and getting in the weight room, get stronger, and just staying physically and mentally ready for every day and every game of the season.
So what do you typically do on the off season to be able to keep yourself ready for when the season comes back around?
I have a throwing program and a weight program I got on this past off season that I really love doing, and I just stuck with it and trusted the process. And I feel like this is the best baseball shape I've ever been in, and possibly might be one of the best seasons I have in my career.
Well, talking about being a pitcher, I got to watch you at Bell County the other night. Have you been like radared lately on how fast you was throwing? Because I had a hard time seeing them when they was coming in. So I mean, you've got quite a bit of speed coming in behind them.
Yeah. About a couple weeks ago, I threw a bullpen with the radar on it.
All right, and what have you seen being the difference between last season and this season? Not just in like you and your team. What has been the biggest difference?
Leadership, I believe. We have a pretty big senior class, about 5 of us, and like we expect perfection out of our other teammates, and look forward to playing every day, and just want to win every single game.
If I'm not mistaken, you are a senior, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you talking about the leadership role? What do you do to help your underclassmen to basically grow in the sport of baseball?
Um, just during practice, like no cheating reps or anything, because like I know, like it may not mean nothing to me, but I know somebody's always watching, and I always want to be a great role model to those young ones, and just make sure that if you put in the work, you'll get your results out of it.
Mark, you got anything for I show the other graph?
Being a senior, just tell us what's the plans after graduation.
Definitely want to play college baseball, play at the next level. I'm not fully decided on where I want to go yet. Still waiting on a few things here and there, but definitely want to play at the next level.
Yeah, you're definitely more than enough talent to be at the next level. I've got to tell you what I tell everybody else. Once you get to the next level, just remember us old poor guys, slip us a ticket every now and then till us come to Edward, he don't ever buy me no tickets, so maybe you can give us a couple free tickets or something. Well, he's thinking about it. He might, but of course, being a senior, have you had your prom and all that stuff at this point?
Yeah, we ours was actually this past weekend.
So did you go to it? And just I didn't know if you was a prom person or.
Yeah, I definitely like hanging out with my friends and stuff and enjoying stuff like that.
Are you the type that comes with the limo and the whole 9 yards, or just go to the prom?
I just go to the prom. I don't do nothing.
I am too. If I had a date, I just get my car. We'll go to McDonald's or something. But Tristan, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure being able to cover you the last few years, and love your team. And definitely love Coach Bailey down there. And like I said, he's just somebody that I believe I just like go hanging out with him sometimes. He just seems to be a likable fella on and off the field. But can't say enough about you and your folks down there. And good luck and good luck to every decision that you make for your future.
Thank you.
And I've got a couple more questions for you, and I'm going to show you a graph that I made for you that I'll send to you. But this is a question Mark normally asks. But when you're out there on the mound or out there getting ready to bat either one, are you a trash talker?
Not normally, but like if somebody provokes me, I'm definitely gonna say something back. Like
Oh yeah,
definitely
oh
flare
yeah.
sometimes, but it's all part of the
Well, see,
game.
I'm the kind of guy that if I beat Mark, I'm gonna go over and kick dirt on him, laugh at him, and I'll just probably just humiliate him even more since I done beat him. But that's just the kind of guy I am.
I think if Tristan beat you at something, he would probably go over there and do something for it to you there. I could see it in his eyes. He'd want to he'd definitely let you hear about it.
Well, listen, my pitching probably coming at you at like 5 mile an hour. And if I'm at the bat, I already couldn't see his pitches when there. So I mean, I'm struck out, and he's hitting home runs off of me all night long. So I mean, he might as well go ahead and have a long list of
I,
trash
I
talking for me already.
I can see Tristan at bat, and you're trying to throw that little 20-mile-per-hour fastball, and then Tristan just like already calling his shots. And bring it, old man, bring it. I could see Tristan doing that.
I'll I'll spit out my sunflower seed before I get ready to throw it. But hopefully you can see this graph because the last student athlete we had on, they said everything was kind of black, but hopefully you can see it. But I just want to kind of get your thoughts on it if you can.
I mean, that is sweet.
Well, I do appreciate it, and like after the show's over with, I will send you both of the graphs I showed you, and they're yours to do whatever you want to with them. But I got a couple final questions to ask you, and I love asking these couple questions. Who has been either your most favorite person or team that you have played against?
Probably the boys down the road, Harlan Independent. I mean, it's always a close game. It's just competitive. Like it's what you play for and what you enjoy. It's very fun in those type of games. Like the pressure's on.
I got to ask you, so since they're like basically a crosstown rival between you all, is there bragging rights after those games? Like when y'all see each other, say, "Yeah, I got you. Go on, small fry," or is there a little bit of bragging rights there?
Sometimes, just depends how close you are with them. Like if you're friends with them, you may like hit them with like, "Hey," but nothing too much. No.
And my final question for you is, what has been your most favorite game to play in?
That's a great question. Hmm. I'm not too sure about that one.
It'd be hard for me to choose one too, especially with some of the stats that I've seen you put out in some of these games. So I mean, it'd be kind of hard. But Tristan, I am looking forward to getting out to get the cover-ins again real soon. And I do thank you for accepting the invite to come on the show. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you and your team can do the remainder of the season.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Great
Another
interview.
great interview. Another one. And talking about a great interview, I think we got somebody coming on that you might know a little bit, Mark.
Yeah, I bet this is going to be a great interview.
Hi everyone.
Huh? How are you doing, Allison?
See, I was
I'm doing
waiting for
good.
Edward to say welcome or something. He waited for you to speak first, Allison.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
gonna go ahead and apologize in the background. I just got done with hitting lessons and stuff. You let me come up here and use the area, so
but Mark, before I jump into my big spiel, I'm gonna give you about 2 seconds of glory here.
Allie, I'm ODing on these tonight, so you got to bear with me if I take about 35-minute hacking spell. But stay away from these. These are like, yeah, my whole face is numb. Yeah, but uh, Allison, just thoughts on the season so far.
honestly, like it's just really been a big team effort this year, and I have never seen a team grow in such little time how we have as a team. And the seniors that are leading this team this year are what's keeping us going, and they're driving us. Juniors and your sophomores and your freshmen, even your eighth graders that are stepping up into roles that some of them you would not thought they would have stepped up into, and they're really pushing our team and they're driving us to another level we as a team were wanting to get to, especially me, Chelsea, and Georgia this year as seniors, and it definitely feels really good. Especially the record we're going on and the teams we're playing, it's bettering us as we go on.
Yeah, and I just had to show that in the background. Just saying. I don't know if you see that behind my head there, the red cup. But yeah, you might know something about that. But yeah, it stays with me. But you're talking about how some of the underclassmen has stepped up, and this is won a couple games here in a row, and in my opinion, they're playing the best ball of the year. I mean, are you where you thought are you where you need to be at this point, or what's your thought on that?
I feel like right now we could be a lot better, but we are in a really good spot and we are still working very hard. And right now we are in a good spot. We're doing really good as a team and we need to keep building from right now on. And if we keep going where we are, we're going to be way better than we ever thought we could by the end of the year.
Um, I can't let you go without you telling me something about Coach Hendricks. And uh, you know, when I think of Nikki, there's one word that comes to me, and that's family. Just you gotta tell me something about her.
I love her and Daryl so much. I mean, I got bullied at my old school and I had to quit softball and I had to go through all this. And as soon as I walked on that field, I could look dead at them and be like, that is going to be my new coach and that's going to be my family. And I have never felt that way with anybody except them, really. And it just feels good to be with her and Daryl. And they make each game so much fun, yet they take it so serious and it makes it so much fun for us girls. And even off the field, they're there for us 24/7. I mean, it is such a great time to be with them. They make everything so much better and so much fun, yet take it so serious, and they show you other aspects of life, not just softball, and it's insane how they are.
Well, Allison, I don't know if you know this story. I got to tell you a quick one before Edward starts bombing you with 1,000 questions. But my very first live interview I did was with your head coach, and I'm sitting there shaking in my shoes. I'm about ready to cry. I'm so nervous. The whole game, I'm sitting here writing all these questions down. I got tongue tied. I was a nervous wreck, and she just gave me that you got this. You settle down. You got this. And probably the first interview I ever did with her. might wind up being the best interview I ever did because she absolutely just she put my mind exactly where it needed to be there. So I could just imagine what she does for you as a team. And but I mean, just looking at the stats, and you're playing the best ball of the season too. I mean, you're starting to knock the ball around quite a bit now. I think you're at 3 home runs. So, you keep killing the ball the way you are. I guess Edward's got about 1,000 questions. I know he's looking at me real funny.
Well, I just want to talk about. You said that you got nervous on your first interview. You still get nervous, and you had 5,000 later. So I mean,
Well, just say if I go to Camp's game tomorrow and I'm standing beside Allie trying to interview her, I'm gonna be, you're Mister Interview. I'm the nervous guy. Allison, do you
well,
get
see, I
nervous in
get nervous
anything like
before.
this? Oh, you're not
I
nervous
don't
or
get nervous for
anything?
interviews. No.
I I still do. I must be a wimp. Yeah. Edward's Mister Interview.
Well, see, my nerves for the interview is me picking who's getting interviewed because I'm still learning the game of baseball and softball as it goes, so I still don't understand everything fully yet. So that's my only problem.
I just blame Mark for it.
I do. It's always
Yeah, blame
Mark's
Mark
fault.
for it. Yep.
I mean, he last year he brought me. He told me we're gonna cover baseball and softball, and he said the only thing you need to know is you got to hit the ball and you got to catch it. So that's literally my first game when I called baseball, and I'm like, well, they hit it. He didn't catch it. That was a fun story too. But I got a couple graphs
That's
I
his
made for you.
story. That's his story.
Well, that's the truth. I didn't know nothing, and you drug me in.
No, we was definitely wet behind the ears. Um, Allison, I was always course football, basketball, it was baseball, softball, is something that we originated a couple years back. So we're still learning a lot, but thankfully we've got smart student athletes like you that can keep us educated on this stuff and make us look smarter. That's the reason why we have to bring you on these shows so that we ask you these questions so that we can learn as we go too. So you're helping us out more than you'll ever know.
100%. I've learned a lot over these last couple seasons.
Yeah, I didn't even know how the all A's stuff worked until the Hazard girl there told us, and I think she said they had to win like 3 games the
Two,
first day, two
two.
games to even make. See, I still don't know how that bracket would work, but oh well.
I don't know
I
it
don't
either,
know, but
so.
hopefully you.
Allison, you've been there quite a bit yourself. Is it 2 wins the first day or something to get to the next day or something like that?
Uh, I, I think it's 3 wins to get to the next day.
Okay, yeah, she might have told us
I
three
don't.
wins.
I don't really know one though. Like, I school I was at before didn't really do all A, so I kind of got introduced to it with Coach Hendricks and all them. So, still learning all about it and everything.
But as soon as you know, you let us know, so then we'll sound all smart on these shows and stuff.
Just ask
Exactly.
Coach about it. She'd know.
But hopefully you can see these graphs. So the first one I'm getting ready to show you, I had to do a little bit of digging. I went all the way back and found every stat that I'm getting ready to show you from all the way back to when you first started playing, the varsity level. And
Okay,
it's only
Coach
missing
just
one.
texted 2 wins. It's 2 wins to get to the next day.
I see. Thank you, thank you. Now we know. So then somebody asks us, this is how it is. So do we have to give you
Makes us
credit
smarter.
for us know? So do we have to give you credit for us knowing that now or something, or can we take like full?
I give it to Coach.
I'm gonna say I knew it, but Mark had to reach out and ask. But this right here is missing your most recent game because they didn't it didn't get updated, if I can get the word out, until after I'd done already made this and done all my research. But you was at 10 home runs, 78 RBIs, 97 strikes, 19 stolen bases. And Mark, here's the fun part: on 19 stolen base attempts, 95 hits in 65 games. Did I mention the 10 home runs, 19 stolen bases on 19 attempts?
That's. Have you ever been thrown out in your life, Allison, or have you every time you try to steal a base, you got it?
I've always been told if I'm still in a base, I'm guaranteed up. Just, I've always been naturally really slow. So 19 is a lot for me.
Uh, yeah, but I mean, it's just that's 100% of the time when you steal a base, you take it. And then 10 home runs. I don't think I could ever hit. I don't think I could hit 10 in a 10-year span.
Well, um, last year, Allison, you know this better than me. But last year, you started out on fire. You had like 4 or 5 home runs in like no time, and then I think people caught up with that a little bit. Sort of started trying to picture around you a little bit. Am I pretty close to that? With
Yeah.
that, okay. She was knocking them everywhere there, and now she's getting you look at the last few games, the stats. You can tell she's definitely getting her feet back up and under. So I look at this pace. I'd say she'll probably end up probably by the end of the year, probably about double digit home run.
I can agree with you 100% because I mean, if you look, she's already knocking at the 30 mark, and the RBI's got multiple home runs this season.
I
You
believe
know,
three. I believe three, and I've not even looked. Three. Yeah.
so that would put her at 11 total home runs. Because if I'm not mistaken, from what I looked at on the KHSAA, they had her for 8 last year and 3 this year. So that would
Yeah.
be 11
Yeah, that's
total.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But so I mean, just I heard you say you was at I think batting practice right now. So other than that, what do you do to consistently perform at a level like you do?
Well, I have Taylor May, which is where I'm at right now. He does my hitting lessons with me, and then I even have some other people here like Lolo Williams. He does catching lessons here, and he'll just like talk to me and give me motivational speeches about how I can improve my stamina, how I can work on myself in general. And then you've got different people like my dad, my mom, and they will be out and they're like, "Come on, we're going to pitch. We're going right now. You're gonna suck it up. We're doing this." And they like are one of the people that really pushed me to go because we have a church and stuff that is like something to do with my family, and they let us use it as pitching practice. So dad's built me kind of a batting cage close to the house, and he'll let me go down there and pitch and hit whenever I'm not doing something. And then I've even got my boyfriend. He'll be my test dummy to see if I'm pitching good, and he'll sacrifice himself for me. So you know, I'm I start the day about 6 o'clock ish, and we don't get home till like normally 11, 12 at night. And that entire day is softball, and then I'm in between breaks, and we're running everywhere. So, I mean, I don't even know what I do in a day most of the time because it's softball 24/7, and that's all I want to do. Because I am attending college for softball, so I'm working really, really hard, and I'm hitting every single day. I'm trying to pitch every day, and then building. I'm working on my running. I'm doing all this every single day now. So it's a lot.
So on the off season, what all do you do to keep yourself? ready for the next upcoming season?
Well, I play travel ball for knockouts during the off season, and when I'm not with them, I'm in the same routine, practicing every day, and then come down here to Jeff's and I hit and then do all that. Just keeps on going.
So tell me a little bit about your travel ball team. See, I like asking that question because back in my day we didn't have travel ball and AAU. So, kind of what's the biggest difference between travel ball and varsity?
I'd say honestly the biggest difference is Lincoln is a smaller school, and our area is a lot smaller based district compared to my travel ball team. Is we got one girl from Berea, we've got a bunch from Madison Southern, and all of that, and it's mostly teams that play Lexington area like that. They travel even down to Tennessee sometimes or up close to where they're at, and so the level there goes up way ton because these girls are used to seeing like almost 60 miles per hour, and they're seeing all this, and they're seeing this really fast pitching, this really quick gameplay, and they're very like skilled on what to do, when to do it, and so you just gotta watch the level tone. Like Lincoln in our area is really good, but when you hit travel ball, that pitching speed you see in high school is rare, and the speed goes up like crazy, and it's a whole different ball game when you're on that travel ball team, because every girl knows what they're doing, every girl has experience, and everybody's there to play at the next college gate level. So
Well, Mark, before I go into showing this other graphic, I let you ask a few more questions.
Um, well, let's switch from sports, and I'm a crier. I'm not going to get emotional, I promise. But Allison, though you're senior, is it starting to hit you that the high school and the whole career, all that sort of slowly winding down a little bit? Has it hit you yet?
it's hit me pretty hard that I'm not gonna be able to step on the field one last time as a high schooler and all this, but I know right after college, right now, I'm gonna step back on that field as a coach and stuff. And no matter what, I'm not gonna step away from softball. I'm gonna keep on going with it no matter what. So it's hitting hard, but I'm gonna keep going with it as long as I can.
Absolutely, and anybody knows you well enough knows that whatever you set your mind to, you're going to do it. I mean, if you want to become president of the United States, you would be it. I mean, you just have that mental mindset. Whatever you want to do, you're going to do it, and you're going to be good at it. There's no doubt in my mind there. And can I ask you another thing? Ken, you're a senior. Have you did the prom thing yet, or?
Yeah, we've had our prom and we did all that stuff, and it was a lot of fun, and it was really hard just to go there and stuff because they did a special thing for us seniors, and it made us all really emotional because they played a song that says like we just want 5 more minutes left of this moment, and it got all of us pretty hard.
So was you picked up by in the big limo and given the flower and the whole 9 yards, or no
I
limo or
mean,
anything?
I got a corsage and flowers from my boyfriend, but besides that, I just showed up and wanted to leave, type of thing, because I was senior year, and I got there and I was like, I don't want to do this no more because it's so emotional. So
Is the limo a big deal at prom deal now, or is it that big of a deal anymore, or just
sorta like I know this year I don't think anybody really did it. I know somebody this year showed up in a hearse, but last year someone had a fire truck, someone brought a transfer truck, there was a hearse, there was a carriage. They had like all these like hot rod cars and all this. So I mean, it was crazy last year. This year is just there was there was just a hearse. That's all we seen in the when we pulled up.
Well, if I saw a hearse, I think I'd probably go the other direction. I don't know that probably freaked me out. But so I got one more question there. Did you get up there and yeah, I know they probably played some fast songs, some slow songs. Are you the type to get up there and get your dance on, or are you just more of like a slow dancer type?
I'm both, but I will not do it in front of people. I will do it in my bedroom.
Well, the reason why I was asking you because we covered the game Saturday, and in between the breaks, of course, they'd play the music or the walk up music. Now, I'm telling you, I don't know how ever didn't kill himself sitting there trying to do cartwheels and the splits, and I don't know what kind he was doing. Some kind of I don't know what all he was doing, but it's not a fun sight to see. You see ever trying to dance.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
But yeah, when I go to
I
bad
don't,
stuff, I'm dancing too.
listen, I
And,
don't know about the splits part because anytime I get down, I gotta have help getting back up because I can't raise back up. Cartwheels now,
and,
I have to do them with my
and
daughters.
yeah,
Yeah, but
and,
I mean,
and,
I think some of the games you all covered, I walk up to bat and I'm dancing, having fun, just trying to get my mindset going, so makes it easier.
one more thing before Edward ask you his. I know you know what I'm talking about, but Ryan, he's going to try to get to you tomorrow, hopefully, unless he works or whatever. But you know I'm going to say, you know I'm talking about to say this, but retire the wire, okay? You know what I'm talking about.
I got it for him. I'll have it tomorrow. I keep it in the car waiting for him to come pick it up.
Retire the wire. Retire the wire.
Yep.
But
Yep.
but Edward.
So can we put a hashtag retire the wire
Yeah. And a
like we
picture
had?
for the picture for Ryan.
Because we had hashtag beat the smirk. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or stop the smirk or something. But
I
one more
think we've
question
even
for
got
us.
I think we've got a picture of the smirk. Celia. No, this is Edward's stuff. My goodness. I was gonna show you the smirk, Allison. You would definitely you definitely have to beat the smirk.
But one more question for I show you the this graph. Are you a trash talker when you're up on the plate or at the mound or?
I'm not really
No.
one of the people I'm one of the people. I get up on the mound and stuff, and I'm. I mean, I've had coaches tell me about it before, and I'm on first base, and I'm like, even when I'm on the mound, first base or something, and that girl gets a really good hit and stuff, and I'm like, that was a great hit, I want to win, I want to do all this, but that other girl deserves credit for what she has done. And when I hit somebody on that mound, I'm the first one there for her because I feel so bad because, it is a team sport, but what about the other team, You got to cheer them on. They're down in their heads and stuff, but someone needs to be there for them, and that's the type of person I want to be as a player on the field, and I want other people to be able to say that because after every game, I have at least one or two people hug me and say, "Thank you for making my night," and that's something I really strive for as a player is to be able to hear them words from coaches and players and even parents and stuff because I don't want to be the only one on that field winning and having a good time when somebody else is down.
Um, but Allison,
Uh,
do me a favor. If you ever beat Edward at something, rub it in on him something bad. Just at least Edward. Edward don't matter. He don't matter.
Have a listen. I'm a big time trash talker. Mark can tell you because every time I beat him, I rub dirt in his face, pick him up, I trip him back down. I'm eating Taco Bell in front of him, waving it at him, saying "ha ha."
Well,
I have to do
hey,
him that way.
me and Allison will challenge you and whoever you want to in a game of basketball. And I'll just keep feeding Allison the ball in there, and she'll take you to the hole each and every time.
I'll get Ryan because nobody can beat the smirk.
I think Allison could take care of Ryan.
But Allison,
She
I want to get your thoughts on this graphic I put together. And I can't always believe what Mark says, but I want to get your thoughts if you can see it.
Does she see
Oh,
it?
he did really good on that. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
One of our
That
guests
looks
said it
really
was
good.
black, so I just wanted to be sure you could see it. But after the show, I will send both graphics to you, and they will be posted on our pages also. But my last final questions for you, and these are questions I always have to ask. What has been your most favorite game that you have played in?
Honestly, I love every single game we played, but I'd say my favorite one is Clay County because, I go here at Jeff's and I hit with him, and a bunch of Clay County's girls are here with me all the time. And, I'm in and out of Jeff's and I see girls from like Harlan County, Somerset, and mostly Clay County's here though. And when we play against them, they're running up hugging me and joking with me, and even the coach is getting a hold of me, and I'm sitting here like, it just turns into a fun ball game because they're all sitting there having a good time with me, and whenever we get each other out and stuff, we're like, haha, you suck, and stuff, and we're picking on each other because we all know each other so well and stuff from working here at Jeff's, and it makes it so much fun when we get to play them because even that coach will get me, and he is such a good coach and everything, so it makes it a lot of fun to just play them.
I can definitely say, especially if you have a real bond like that. But who has been either your most favorite person or most favorite team to play against?
My favorite team would definitely be Pineville though because they give us a challenge every time, and it's I feel like we're the two best in the district right now, and when we go at each other, someone's coming away a win and someone's coming away with a good loss, and it's always going to be a good game when it comes to us two teams playing.
Well, Mark, you got anything else?
Allison, they've been numerous comments that's come in, but for some odd reason, this StreamYard is really, really messed up right now. It's like we run StreamYard, we have to copy and paste it to our Facebook pages. It's all that third party stuff, but you are getting a lot of comments on it. There's a lot of people showing you a lot of love. You've influenced more people than you'll ever know in a positive way. And I've always said this, Allison. I mean this by the bottom of my heart. Uh, a hero is somebody that influences somebody else in a positive way. So you've been a hero to a lot of people, not just under people under you as far as undergraduate. It's not, but even elders like me and Edward. I mean, you've been a hero to us. You've been a hero to a lot of people, and you just keep on keeping on. And cannot wait to what your future plans and what comes out of it. And when you do decide to go that next level, I mean, don't forget us old poor guys. Throw us a ticket every now and then so we could go up there and scream and cheer for you and just keep promoting you the best way that we know how. And just thank you for coming on. And I'm gonna shut up here before I get emotional because um, just you and the Linkamp family, I cannot say enough about you.
And Mark is a heavy crier, and he's a very ugly crier. So you don't want to see him. You don't want to see him cry. I mean, he'll run everybody off the show. You'll run off because I mean it gets pretty ugly.
Yeah, I've heard he
But
cries over
uh,
Taco Bell, so
he does. I have to tell you this story for I say something else. But the other day we was eating Taco Bell. His bag got empty, and all the store had to shut down from the way he's crying.
Well, you know why I got empty because he stole all my food. I tell you, this is Edward. Like when we're calling these games, I'll go and buy hot dogs, some Skittles, pop, this and that. And before you know it, the bag of Skittles is gone, half the hot dog's gone, and then for some odd reason, the pop goes missing. That's Edward for you.
And
Well,
I don't
What?
know.
I'll
We
have to
What?
one of our games.
I'll have to
Yeah,
disagree
hey,
with
that
the
happened at
hot
one of our
dog and the
games. Everyone
pop.
took their food.
I'll have to disagree with the hot dog and pop, but the Skittles now I will be taking those and the
See?
cough
All right.
drops. I don't know why, but every time I get around him, I get the cough, so I got to have his cough drops.
Allison, hopefully we don't give you the cough after this show. If so, if you get the cough after this show, feel free to blame Edward.
Will
See, she
do.
already agreed with me earlier that it was your fault. But Allison
But now
again, I do.
these
So
do
there he
work.
is coughing.
These do work.
Well, I
Or
thought you just
these.
said them things numbed your face.
Well, they do. I've got the hookup. Or these. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Keep 4 cough drops in your mouth at a time. You won't cough. But don't go to sleep on them because you wake up in a little. Well, never mind.
Listen, same thought that's going through your head. I've been trying to figure this man out for over 30 years. Now I can't figure him out. I gave up on it. I gave up on it a long time ago. But Allison, I do want to thank you for accepting the invite to come on the show. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting back out to covering you a few more times this season. And I just want to wish you best of luck for the remainder of the season.
Thank you guys. It was good being on here and getting to talk with you guys. I can't wait to see you at the ball games.
Oh, we sure
Retired to
can't wait to
wire.
get there.
Yep.
But we do thank you, and we'll go out there and hit us a couple more home runs this season.
I'll try to. Hopefully, my goal this year is 21.
I
21
believe
career
you can
home
do it
runs.
for
That's my
sure.
goal.
I believe you can do
It's
it
gonna be a lot of work.
for sure. But we do appreciate you, and definitely, hopefully, real soon we can all get down there and give you some more live coverage.
Yep.
I appreciate you guys having me on here, and I can't wait to see you guys at the ball game.
We appreciate you.
Bye, guys.
It's a great interview, and I'll be right back in 1 second, Edward. I'm not leaving you. My neighbor's been knocking on my door for about 10 minutes. The joys of live TV. I got to see what he's wanting, and I'll be right back.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna start going through my top tens. So this is the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media statewide baseball top 10 rankings. You have Trinity Louisville at 20-4 at number one. Number two is Wolford County at 14-3. Number three is Bowling Green at 19-2. Number four is McCracken County at 13-4. Boyd County at 14-1. Number six is Taylor County at 12-0-1. Seven is Greenwood at 16-1. Eight is Ballard at 18-3. Nine is Pleasure Ridge Park at 17-1. And number 10 is Owensboro Catholic at 15-3. Well, welcome back, Mark.
Yeah, just like I said, the joys of live TV, but positive news. I can't complain. But I was looking at that list while I was figuring out what was going on there. But Edward, I'd be lying to you if I researched this as much as you did. But everything that I see is probably about as close as it would get, considering you look at all the common polls, and again, what we say about these rankings, um, it's all opinions. That's all it is. There's no wise man on the chair that has these rankings perfect. If so, show me. We can say all the Cantrell ratings. We can say this. We can say that. It's all opinionated stuff. Probably the closest thing when you're talking about ratings is when you put the mathematics part of it. You know, the RPIs, and stuff like that, and even the RPIs. At times, you'll say, there's no way that that team's better than the other team. It's just, but all rankings are opinionated. But I mean, from what I've seen with other polls across the state, that's a really nice looking top 10.
And this is the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Statewide Softball Top 10. You got number one, South Warren at 22-11 or 22-1. Number two is Henderson County at 17-2. Number three is Davis County at 13-4. Number four is McCracken County at 19-4. Number five is Hazard at now officially 15-0. Number six is Greenwood at 13-6. Number seven is Lexington Catholic at 11-2. Number eight is Louisville Male at 11-5. Nine is Madison Central at 13-3, and 10 is LaRue County at 16-7.
If there's 10 teams better than, or 9 teams better than LaRue County, uh, them teams are juggernauts. And Hazard, we'll really see where Hazard stands after this all A stuff. They got a tough one right off the bat. Jackson County's going to be staring them right in the eye. We know how good Kansas is, and I'm telling you that's just you know, that would be a good little trip to take down there, and there's going to be a lot of really, really good action down there for sure. But I even think Jackson County and Hazard might be the first game down there, so that's unbelievable. I mean, just that starts out like that, and but uh, Poe looks pretty good. But now I did see LaRue County firsthand, and that's that team's dangerous, folks.
Mark, I actually brought in something a little new here, and we're going to kind of get your thoughts on this. But this is the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 5 Must See. Number one is, now bear with me if I pronounce the names right. Number one is Drew Eisenberg from Bowling Green, and Mark, he's got a .62 ERA. You got number two is Taylor Penn from Wolford County with a .30 ERA. Number three is Alex Calhoun from McCracken County with a .64 ERA. Number four is Cade Elam from Corbin. He's got 3 home runs and has a 1.25 ERA. Number five is Brandon Crawford from Clay County with 3 home runs and a 1.60 ERA.
And if anybody said, "Hey, you're using 13 for each and buys," they're both got Division 1 schools that they're going to, and not just no school to death either. They're both headed to Louisville, and we all know how good that Louisville's been over the years in baseball, and them are really solid offers, really solid commitments, and shows you how good both them players are, and you know when you look at this stuff and you see McCracken County a lot, not only in girls' sides of stuff, but boys' side, that just must be a really talented county over there as far as athletes and stuff like that. Because it's not only just the baseball side, softball. Of course, we saw what they did in girls' basketball, and that must be a really, really talented county over there, really talented school.
I mean, I have to agree with everything you said. And, looking at some of them pictures, I don't know how you hit off half of them. But here is your Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 5 Must See. Number one, we actually just had her on the show today, Mark. Peyton Field from Hazard with a .77 ERA. Now, hopefully I pronounced it right. McLean Huddleston from South Warren with 14 home runs on the season. Number three is Abby Hammond from Lexington Catholic with a .66 ERA. Number 4 is Kenzie Williams from South Laurel with a 1.51 ERA. And number 5 is Riley Newman from Louisville Male with 10 home runs on the season.
Yeah, again, these are all self-opinionated stuff. I'm sure the people say, I can name you 10 more that's better, and here's the reasons why. Yes, you probably can. But again, all of this is always self-opinionated. You do a lot of research in this, and it's hard not to doubt anybody on that list, because firsthand we know how good um, Kenzie is and stuff. We know we've seen her in action many times, and she's not only just doing it pitching this year. She's definitely stepped up in that batter box too. So a very solid athlete. And, I like that. I really do like that. And it's hard to deny the fact on what the Hazard's doing, and she's a big reason why. I mean, it's really hard to deny that fact. But I like them, and again, it's all self-opinionate. It's all self-opinions. And again, any kind of rankings, any kind of top fives, any kind of top anything, it's all based on opinions. Even if one person has 10 home runs and the other person has 3 home runs. Again, that's the
Yeah.
importance of going out and going to these games, because one might have the game winning catch, one might have the game winning hit, one might have just that moment that changed the game. There's more to it than let's look at these stats and here's your players of the week. There's a whole lot more to that game, and that's again where it goes to opinions. And again, there's no wise man that says this is the most perfect top 10, this is the most perfect top five. But I like them lists because I know the work that you put into it, and it's really hard to deny that fact that them lists are probably about as close as they can be. But them lists, I'm sure, Edward, you'll probably tell me, will change from week to week.
They will change from week to week. And, I piggyback a little bit before we finish off. There's a big difference between, sitting at home, looking at stats, and, throwing out stories off from box scores and everything than what it is physically going to the game, getting to cover these student athletes live while they're putting in all the work that they put in on the field. There's a big difference on saying you cover them and actually being there to cover them. There's a huge difference between that. And that's why we do what we do, because we go we're there. We try to live stream it, as many times as we can. We try to go cover these student athletes through interviews, graphics, live shows. I mean, everything that we can. But my final thing before we close off, and you'll hit on Hazard. And I just want to point this out to you. Hazard has one junior and one sophomore on their entire team. The rest of them is freshmen and eighth graders. That'd be a scary team. Very scary team. But Mark, I'm gonna get your final thoughts
Well,
here before we close out.
I'm not blowing you up, but you was telling me this about Hazard before the season started. You was telling people this before the season started, so I've got to give you credit where credit is due. You knew what this team was capable of before it even started. So for that, hats off. That's good work.
Well, I
And
do appreciate it, but you got any final thoughts before we close out?
I don't have no you know the quotations or anything. I just if I could quit my coughing all of a sudden, it's like Allison, Cooper, and all these student athletes. You cover them, and then you slowly start seeing it. Their high school careers winding down, and Edward, I'm not wanting to get emotional, um, but it just, I don't know, it's just really, really hard to, because I'm a parent, you're a parent. It's just really, really hard to let go at times, and it's getting slowly toward the end of the school year. I drive a school bus. I've got some seniors on my bus, and it's hard to let go.
I agree with you 100%. But I'm gonna leave everybody with this. You know, to be able to say that you cover them, you got to be there. You got to see them. You got to watch them grow, and you got to watch them perform and see all the hard work that they put in. But from everybody here at the Bryant's Family Medicine All Sports Media, we just want to wish y'all a good night and God bless.